Hello everyone, it's Six. I know it's been a while, but Dragonflight is right around the corner, and with it coming so soon, I'm sure a lot of you may still be scrambling to pick out a main, an alt, or something else to focus on in the coming weeks of the expansion. Because of this, I thought it would be good to put out a video about picking a main moving into Dragonflight. I want to keep this video relatively short and simple. I'll be showcasing my personal method of picking a main in the game, so it is a subjective approach, but I think if you also use this method, you can most likely find something you enjoy. First off, I want you to take a step back and answer some questions. What are your personal goals for this X-Pack? What types of content do you like to do? Do you want to be flavor of the month and susceptible to possible nerfs? Do you only care about big damage? Does class identity matter more to you? Do you only pick a class based off the way its tier set looks? These are a lot of questions, but I think if you look introspectively, this will help guide you to your choice and give you a good starting point. I'll answer these questions myself just so you have an example of the process. What are my personal goals? Personally, I would like to get KSM and get cutting edge this tier. I'm currently in a mythic team as a melee fill player, so that dictates a bit of my decision making, as I will not be focusing on range, tank, or healer at all. What types of content do I like to do? High-end content primarily of the PvE variety, so my focus will be on raiding and keys. Do I want to be flavor of the month susceptible to nerfs? I would not want to be nerfed and have to play something else, so I'm looking for something potentially middle of the pack or a little bit higher to dodge nerfs. And do I only care about big damage? I personally do in some cases. I like to top meters, but often I find if you perform very well, you can consistently be pumping, and overall high-end rating is also more about what you bring to the table as your class, so this is not necessarily a factor for me in my decision making for a main. Does class identity gameplay matter? In a way it does. I personally do not like some classes at all, but for my raid team I'd play things I don't like as long as it's not something I absolutely hate. I extend this to gameplay because often I attach the identity of a class to its gameplay as well. An example of this is Enhanced Shaman, with its elemental weapon skills, Wolves, and Storm Strike. Same with Assassination Rogue and its poisons, bleeding someone out, and having heavy damage during execute phase as the enemy bleeds out. Does tier set matter to me? Kinda, but not enough for me to care. I just hope whatever I pick doesn't look awful. So let's take an account of our answers here. I'm a melee fill player that wants KSM and CE, this tier. I prefer high-end PvE content. I don't want to be nerfed, so I'm not going to pick something that's blasting on tuning currently. I don't care about damage 100%, I just want to be useful, and not the bottom of the list with tuning. And identity matters to an extent, but I'll play something if it's good for my team and performs well. Using this information, I found one of the biggest answers is that I'm melee fill for my raid team. That means I'm in a jack-of-all-trades spot. I've played many specs and classes over the years, so I'm comfortable being that guy that can help out the raid team fill a slot when it's needed. So a lot of my decision for a main is dependent on what my team is going. Currently, I found we have no Shams and no Rogues, so most likely I would need to pick Enhanced or one of the 3 Rogue specs. Using now my potential choices of Enhanced Shaman and Rogue, I have to look at their status on beta, their potential tuning moving forward, their tier sets, and how they play. As some of you may know, I've been a fan of enhancements since the start of the alpha. Enhanced Shaman has been a great ride, and I'm still enjoying it. That being said, there has been a lot of tuning done to them. There was a flat 25% aura nerf about a month or so back. And while they have received a 10% and another 5% buff, a lot of those buffs were not as impactful because of bug fixes. Do I think they would perform badly? No, I think with what I've seen, Enhanced could be fine still. It's by no means as strong as it was, but with information from the Shaman Discord and my own personal log analysis, I think they'll be fine potentially. There's also the danger of future tuning by Blizzard. Classes will come down to meet Enhance, and Enhance may be pushed up a little bit more. We never know. Am I okay with taking that gamble? Is the utility I bring enough to justify picking this moving into raid? When it comes to Rogue, I don't play Rogue often, but Assassination does interest me. It shines in single target and in execute phases. My team may need more execute damage, so that's a possibility. There's also a poison that lowers damage done by enemies in the class tree for Rogue, so that's beneficial. It honestly comes down to tuning for Rogue and if my team would rather have that over a Shaman's utility in raid. Overall, discussing with my team, we've decided on Enhance for now. Going through this process, we've landed on Enhancement Shaman, and honestly it just kind of worked out. I've liked Enhance during all of testing, and no one else on my team wanted to play it, so I basically just get to do what I wanted to do all along. To be safe, however, and because Dragonflight is extremely forgiving when it comes to alts, I do plan on gearing my Rogue. I have an eye on Assassination for its execute damage, and I personally enjoy the playstyle. This gives me a bit of a safeguard in case Enhance gets nerfed, or Assassination gets crazy buffed. But we need more execute damage in raid. I like to be prepared, and because I have the time, having a main and a backup is completely possible. I also suggest doing this for all of you as well, depending on how you approach the game. Having a backup is always a nice safety net in case tuning hurts you. This is a very alt-friendly expansion, so I recommend taking advantage of it. Hope this video has helped guide you towards picking a main, or at least deciding on a main with a backup. In a way, it's a very simple procedure to decide on a class to focus on, but often we make it much harder on ourselves in our decisions because we don't step back and introspectively look at what our personal goals are. Now with that, I do have an announcement. Blizzard has kindly given me some heroic Dragonflight editions to give away. I'll be giving away one on Twitter, which I've supplied in my video description. It'll be given away on November 28th, right before Dragonflight launch. I also have another edition I will be giving out on my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/BigHeroSixy. The giveaway on my stream will happen around 4 p.m. CST on November 28th. Also, if you're interested, please stop by sometime. My internet has been fixed as I moved to fiber internet, and now my focus is on playing the game at a high level. You'll see Shaman and Rogue gameplay there for the coming weeks, as well as some alts I want to test out later. I do apologize for the lack of content over the last few weeks. I moved and had IRL obligations, but we're now settling down to focus on nothing but Dragonflight. You will see more content coming as I experience the expansion, push raid, and push keys. I hope you are all staying safe and have a great Dragonflight launch. Thank you all so much.